West South Media Group has congratulated the new leadership of the Nigerian Union of Journalists (NUJ) in Ondo State. A statement by the media group chairman and chief executive Kunle Adebayo said the emergence of Comrade Leke Adegbite as the chairman of the union did not come as a surprise. The statement confirmed that while Leke Adegbite served as the secretary of the union, he demonstrated capacity, character and candor. Mr. Adebayo expressed confidence that Ondo NUJ under the leadership of Leke Adegbite will experience a positive leap in all areas of the union's interest, while also congratulating other members of the executive on the emergence. Osrc Media Group believes that the track records of professionalism and probity will be an asset to the leadership team of the Ondo Council of the NUJ. In a related development, the management of Radio Nigeria Positive FM has felicitated two members of its staff, Leke Adegbite, on his election as NUJ chairman in Ondo State and Rotimi Akonde on his election as Ratawu's secretary. In a statement, Positive FM General Manager Olubunmi Olalere said the station is elated at the emergence of the two officers who, she said, have been well groomed with Radio Nigeria ambience of keeping to standard, professionalism and character. The statement expressed confidence that they're coming on board as key officers of the executives of the two notable unions of the media industry in Ondo State is a reflection of the dedication, commitment, resilience and loyalty to the cause of the labor force welfare. The Positive FM General Manager said she is confident that Leke Adegbite and Rotimi Akonde will render unprecedented quality and forthright leadership with foresight to both unions. If the golden years of agricultural revolution in Nigeria, which laid the foundation for rapid socio-economic development, is to be replicated today, then training of youths and women in modern food production is non-negotiable. The State Project Coordinator of International Fund for Agricultural Development, IFAD, Mr. Olawale Ademola, at a media roundtable on one of the organization's projects, Livelihood Improvement Family Enterprises, Niger Delta Live ND, said enthusiasm on the part of farmers must be backed by fund and technology to achieve desired results. Osrc's Adeleye Ologunagba was at the media parley and the report is presented from our studios.
The IFAD Live ND started in February 2019 as an intervention project aimed at empowering people at the grassroots in 9 Niger Delta states, with special focus on job creation for youths and women. In Ondo State, the project is being implemented in 10 local government areas: Owo, Akoko Southwest, Akoko Northwest, Akure North, Idare, Ondo East, Irele, Ilaje, Eseodo and Ileoluji Okegbo, with 10 communities benefiting directly in each council area. At a media parley in Akure, the state project coordinator, Mr. Olawale Ademola, posited that the project has not only boosted food security, but equally transformed the lives of individuals and families through agriculture as well as agro-allied engagements. While noting that 260 agro-entrepreneurs have been raised under the scheme since inception, Ademola said pragmatic approach of grooming trainees under already established farmers for 3 to 6 months has yielded positive outcomes.
When we say women and youth, you may ask me that why women again? Youth, okay, youth should be male and female. I find this laying emphasis on bringing inclusion of women folk into the project, because they see them as the most vulnerable in the setting.
He therefore appealed to the media to further support the dream of national self-reliance by promoting activities that would encourage more citizens to embrace agriculture.
We are training 260 youth, and this year we are bringing in and empowering 900 youth. For us to achieve better publicity, we must make people understand nitty-gritty about IFAD Life NG.
Information managers at the gathering harped on the improved cordial relationship between IFAD and the media in a world driven by information.
We should use the instrumentality of media broadcast. The newspapers, the radio stations, television stations, and all of that. Not to keep selling things that you do.
It will enable all the women and the youth that have interest in agriculture to be part of the project.
It's a huge step in the right direction because it makes information managers to be more acquainted with what the project stands for and what the people, especially at the grassroots, stand to benefit from it.
It's the consensus of participants that the widening gap between policymakers and populace must be bridged so that Nigerians can see the emerging opportunities in agriculture as an abandoned gold mine.
Media practitioners have been challenged to do more on the advocacy of gender discrimination in Nigeria. Addressing these men in Owerri, the Imo State capital, the wife of Ondo State Governor, Mrs. Betty Anyawa-Akeredolu, said journalists as the fourth estate of the realm have a role to play in achieving egalitarian society. Omoriola Humbeji has details.
Advocating for gender equality has been top priority for the wife of Ondo State Governor, Mrs. Betty Anyawa-Akeredolu. This time, she took the advocacy to media practitioners in Imo State, emphasizing the need to collaborate with her to fight for the cause. According to Mrs. Anyawa-Akeredolu, the Nigerian system over the years has not given room for women to maximize their potentials. She stressed the need to provide the female gender with opportunities that will empower them to make immense contributions that will have lasting socio-economic implications.
Deep-seated interest in what is happening in my community. So that brings to this aspect. As I visit every Christmas, I began, you can imagine, since 1980, I began to note the slow pace at human development, infrastructure development, which are almost non-existent. A man can start it, although you people have not been doing it, then a woman can step into the arena and start this conversation.
She encouraged women to give support to those vying for political positions for the good of the land, spotlighting the role of the media in this regard.
Leadership is not gender specific. Leadership is neutral. A woman can lead, a man can also lead. If a woman has superior argument, listen to her. What is happening in my community, we need to look into it. It's not right or it's not proper. It's leading us to nowhere. Can we all sit down and see how we can provide solutions? We'll make suggestions. Two heads are better than one.
Chairman, Imo Correspondent Chapel of the Nigerian Union of Journalists, Chris Njoku, lauded the initiative and promised the support of members towards promoting gender equality and ensuring the progress of the nation. Omoriola Humbeji, Osrc News.
Residents of Otenyo layout in the Kijebu area of Akure, Ondo State capital, have appealed to the state government to evacuate the waste blocking the link bridge in the area. The appeal is coming on the heels of the havoc wreaked by early morning downpour in the community as a result of a waterway blockage by plastic waste. Osrc's Richard Elisami completes the story.
The early morning rain on Saturday left in its wake harrowing experiences for residents of Otenyo axis of Kijebu in Akure, the Ondo State capital, following the overflow of Ala River, which passes through the area. The reason is the blockage of the water channel here by a heap of plastic waste stuck here.
Only one road to Minila to Lakureni.
The waste, according to an investigation brought from different parts of the state capital, constituting hindrance to free flow of water in this axis. Two residents, Dr. Olufemi Adeogun and Emmanuel Alatishe, said the blockage has become a protracted nightmare for them, and the solution is the evacuation and expansion of the water channel to allow the water flow freely.
This has been a recurrent problem for the residents of this area, and I think the permanent solution the government can do is to use brick, expand this dredge and use brick. I think with that we can have free flow of water. Like this one now, it's all the refuse from Misolo everywhere, every year. This is where the thing will just bring them, all the bottled water. But I think this year's one is worst. If we have any rain, heavy rain coming now, this place will be disaster.
Ọdọọdún ló máa ń ṣe bó ṣe ń ṣe yìí. Ṣùgbọ́n nǹkan tí à ń wò sí ni pé tí ìjọba bá lè ràn wá lọ́wọ́ kan bá wa kó ibi ìbọn tẹ̀ tí kó slab sí torí kí omi má bàa gbé wa lọ. Tí omi àlá ń gbà lélẹ́yìí àwa lọ́dọ̀ ń pa lára jù ní Edo Lodge Sondi láwà kan bá wa bẹ̀rẹ̀ ní junction tó bá lè bá a kó jáde sí ìfùwàsáyé inú wa dùn.
To prevent further disaster, others who also appealed to relevant authorities to come to the aid of the community warned residents against indiscriminate dumping of refuse, which is largely responsible for the heap here.
Everything that had been from Adegbola, Japo, Ijomu, Okejebu, all the pure waters, this thing will be all gather themselves and park here. So it caused problem for us. Even for previous years ago, it took 2 ladies here away, spoil our house for many things here. If there is drainage in your own frontage, if you don't take care of it, putting refugees in it, they should be arrested. We have to join hands together with the government, so everything will be moving accordingly. We are complicating the issue. It's too bad for this thing to be happening among the community.
From the look of things, the plastic waste will soon level up with this double-cell bridge, which may mean double trouble for residents if an urgent action is not taken. The residents living by the bank of Ala River in Akure Metropolis must also change their attitude to waste disposal to prevent self-inflicted disaster, as prevention, they say, is better than cure. Richard Lesomi, Osrc News.
The pedestrian bridge at the Ojaoba area of Akure, Ondo State capital, has been turned to a trading point by some traders who now willfully display their goods on the bridge. The situation has robbed the facility of its original purpose, as pedestrians are now confined to a narrow path created on the bridge by the traders. Again, Osrc Richard Lesomi completes the story.
Some years back, traffic logjam was a glaring occurrence at the Ojaoba axis of Akure, the Ondo State capital, caused by indiscriminate display of goods on roadsides and walkways. The situation was further compounded by indiscriminate crossing on either side of the road, which naturally forced motorists to stop for seconds or minutes while the crossing lasted. Efforts to ease the traffic flow necessitated the replacement of the iron median railings with concrete jerseys from the popular Old Grag to Eso to put a stop to indiscriminate crossing in this axis.
One of the strategies employed by the Ondo State government to control traffic in this heart of Akure, the Ondo State capital, is the enforcement of the use of this pedestrian bridge. But what we see here now is that some traders have taken over the bridge, selling their goods here, thus preventing the bridge from serving the actual purpose it is meant to serve.
Before government enforced the compulsory use of the bridge, it was a comfortable abode for destitutes, but now it has become a trading point for traders. Activities of the traders who willfully display their wares here are robbing the facility of its original purpose, a clear indication that something urgent must be done.
The way they are blocking this thing is even causing hold up for people that are passing, so it's not even okay at all. So they should find means for them, or maybe they should remove them from there, or I don't know, put them elsewhere. At least here should be, it's filled up with load. and it's not supposed to be like that.
lẹ́sẹ̀ náà ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀ fún kò dẹ̀ dá bá ṣe é ṣe bẹ̀ yẹn tó wọ́n bá gbogbo bẹ̀ yẹn jẹ́ wọ́n á tọ̀ síbẹ̀ wọ́n á jáwó gan níbẹ̀ lọ́sàn-án ẹni tó bá ṣọ́ra gan wọ́n rẹ̀dà ti tìyàn sílẹ̀ tó kò dẹ̀ dá wá solution sí kẹ́lẹ́ wọn jáde níbẹ̀ kò dá bá ṣe é dọ̀tí bẹ̀ yẹn.
Whatever the government build for people usage, some people will surely take advantage if there is no one to check on them. Especially, I think those who started selling here, they are beggars initially. But and nobody wants to stop them then because it's like they are trying to do something. But now we discover that everybody meant they are now doing it. So it's left for the local government to do something about it. Everything is not about government himself. The governor won't come here by himself. I think somebody within local government, there are some people that collect taxes here. They should be the one to effect that change.
The facility was built primarily for pedestrian crossing. The buying and selling taking place on the bridge has clearly shown the attitude of Nigerians to public infrastructure. This, of course, is an urgent message for relevant authorities to move in and drive out those trading here for the facility to fully serve original intention. Richard Lesomi, Osrc News.
With no end in sight to the current astronomical hike in the price of automotive gas oil, popularly called diesel, manufacturers and economic watchers have forecast a looming spike in unemployment rate in Nigeria. The attendant implication is also projected to increase the level of insecurity and saturation of markets with substandard products, which would negatively affect the value of money for products and services rendered. For all of these negatives not to take effect on the current economy, experts charged government to take urgent action to end the problem. Sahid Aribisala has more.
Virtually every facet of Nigeria's economy is directly or indirectly tied to the use of automotive gas oil, popularly called diesel. Insufficient power generation and supply makes it a no-brainer for businesses, particularly those with high electricity demand, to resort to diesel-powered generators. Manufacturers of consumable and non-consumable items, as well as service providers ranging from banks, hospitals, hotels, and media stations rely almost solely on these means of power supply. But the situation has not been palatable at this time, as price of diesel, which closed the year 2021 at under 300 naira per litre, is currently sold between 700 naira to 800 naira per litre. For instance, a media outfit that runs a television and radio station for 18 hours in a day at the rate of 50 litres per hour all days of the week will have to expend over 18 million naira per week due to the hike. The managing director of a cable manufacturing company in Akure and chairman Akure Chamber of Commerce, Mines and Industry, ASIMA, Emmanuel Adewumi, noted that the situation poses grave danger to the economy as businesses now have to decide between minimal profit and reduction in production hour.
Industries like hotels or that is like that, they don't have regular power supply. And when they fire their diesel, you know what it's going to be. And if they transfer this cost of diesel to the customers will run away. You don't put your customers in the dark in the hotel. You must continuously fire your diesel. So also come into industries. We can you see what the effect is, just unimaginable, very terrible one. And for company that does not want to cheat the customer, you just have to be very, very careful with what is happening.
For another business owner in the housing sector, the current hike has altered production of blocks in his factory with an attendant increase in the price of sand and granite.
There was a contract given to us when diesel was at 320 naira per litre, and today diesel pump price is 870 naira. We can't continue it because the customer is not ready to do variation, and we cannot continue to run the production on that high price.
For economic watchers like Lawrence Adubiaru, the implication, among other things, may likely lead to a surge in job loss and invariably posing increased security threats.
Definitely, their sales will go down, and I won't be surprised if the situation continues that many of the companies may not be able to cope with their human resources. And simply put, it will lead to rationalization of employees, which will now worsen the already worsening situation, because it will create more security problem, more than what we are in now.
Telecommunication providers in Nigeria have said the rising cost of diesel has impacted negatively on their operational cost and that they are set to approach the federal government for special interventions, just as Manufacturers Association of Nigeria have demanded quick solution to the issue. But how soon the intervention will arrive, Nigerians can only hope. Sahid Aribisala, Osrc News.
The management of Rivers-Giwa Polytechnic, Owo, has approved the declaration of Easter break, which commences today, Monday, 11th April 2022. A statement by the Director, Academic Affairs of the Polytechnic, Mr. Gbenga Ademiluyi, said the break will end on Friday, April 22nd, 2022, while students are to resume on Sunday, April 24, 2022, for the continuation of academic activities on Monday, April 25, 2022. It's added that the early commencement of the Easter break is to make students avoid the dangerous rush for transportation that characterizes both Easter and Christmas celebrations. Ero Festival is one of the most colorful festivals celebrated in Ute in Osrc local government area of Ondo State. It comes with spectacular rites and festivities that thrill the participants and visitors. Our correspondent, Kunle Ariyo, reports that the festival, which is mainly aimed at celebrating old age and thanksgiving for living a worthy life. The report.
Ero Festival comes with cultural pride of having attained the age of 70 years on earth, with contributions to the well-being of one's community in years past to show. It is a declaration that one has attained the status of a respected elder in Ute community. Ero Festival is observed every 5 years, a sign of respect and honor. Ero Grade is a stage of building the town and contributing one's quota to its development.
It's a way of graduating from peer groups. We start from one peer group to the other. We have about 16 peer groups.
This year's festival was dedicated to Egbe Dupe Ogundemeneha and Abusarumi.
It is one in town. We do it every five years. It is our turn. We call them Egbe and Egbe Sale. We are doing it together. It will be 5 years' time before another thing will happen.
The new septuagenarians dressed gorgeously and converged on the palace of Olute Oba Oluwole Akinrogbe to celebrate the new feat with their loved ones. The elated celebrant thanked God and promised the adversary rose with a sense of commitment.
It's been a very, very great platform. You can see the whole community. Everyone is rejoicing. You can see happiness. You can see reunion of the whole Ute sons and daughters. So many visitors has come out to celebrate this Ero Festival. It's a great platform. And
guests including Olumoro of Imoru, Oba Oluwarotimi, Oba Muagun, charged the celebrant to use their new role of leadership to the advantage of the community.
They are today leaders, they are today advisors to the community. So that is what we are celebrating.
The Olute Oba Oluwole Akinrogbe called on sons and daughters of the community to close ranks for the development of Ute. He charged the celebrant to always come up with quality advice that can better transform Ute community.
They should love each other. Give the children sound education, without which problem will begin to explode. But with sound education, love, unity, we go the right place.
Ero Festival is the most colorful traditional festival of Ute community. The celebration embraces every citizen of the town irrespective of sex, age, religion, and belief. Its basic significance is to promote unity, peace, social cohesion, and love among indigents. Kunle Ariyo, Osrc News.
Civil servants in Ondo State have been assured that there will be no retrenchment in the state. The assurance was given by the head of service, Adeniro Adeyemo, at the ongoing promotion exercise for civil servants in Akure. Joy Powers reports that about 3,400 civil servants from level 13 and above are expected to partake in the promotion exercise.
All is now set for the promotion exercise for eligible officers in the management cadre in Ondo State Civil Service. The eligible officers converged on Department of Service Matters at the Governor's office to partake in the exercise. The Ondo State Head of Service, Mr. Adeniran Adeyemo, while addressing the officers, emphasized the importance of the exercise, stating that Governor Oluwarotimi Akeredolu is committed to the welfare of workers in the state, despite the current economic challenges confronting the state. Adeyemo enjoined civil servants to reciprocate Governor Akeredolu's gesture with diligence to their duties.
The promotion, like I said, will be thorough and strict this year. We are promoting officers to available positions, and like I told them, it will not lead to retrenchment. If peradventure an officer is not able to make it, that does not necessarily mean he will cease back out of the service. He will still remain where he is and compete another time. There will be opportunity for further competition to move forward.
The Permanent Secretary, Service Matters Department, Mr. Jimoh Afolabi, and Acting Permanent Secretary, Civil Service Commission, Mr. Wole Akinkoto, said officers participating in the exercise who are tried and certified will not be hindered from attaining their elevation.
Promotion is for officers whom we have tried and found qualified to move to the next higher grade, between grade level 13 and level 17 in the civil service of the state.
Statutorily, the Civil Service Commission is the organ of government that is responsible for promotion. So the SMC will make recommendation to us that the final determination lies with the Civil Service Commission. All those officers that will be recommended today for promotion to different level will still have to come or appear before the Civil Service Commission.
Participants lauded the government, noting that the move will motivate them to do more.
The interview has been very thorough, very, very thorough, to check officers' understanding of their job, the mandate of their ministries, and then general understanding of government business.
The exercise is expected to run for about 2 weeks. Joy Pius, OSLC News.
Now to sports. 10-man Sunshine Stars have labored to secure a narrow win over Abia Warriors in an NPFL meeting at the Dipo Dino Stadium, Ijebu-Ode, after a good opening period where Sunshine Stars piled pressure on the visitors. Ejike Uzuechi stepped up to score the only goal from the spot in the 21st minute following a challenge on Ikenna Cooper inside the penalty box. Sunshine Stars had a chance to extend the lead in the 28th minute, but Jude Jimo elected for a shot but ended wide off the mark, with Leonard Ugochukwu locking in front of goal. The hosts earned their neck cut out with the dismissal of Chinedu Ozo 13 minutes from time. They dug deep to win 1-0. And with that, we conclude Sunshine Reports this afternoon. Thank you for watching.